This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. Well, big pause before this one, okay? Huge pause. Some of these guys in Atlanta, I'm not talking about all the rappers in Atlanta. Some of them just need to get together and just have a big freak off, bro, because they are in love with each other, okay? This is becoming a romance story out here. It's super pause, bro. 21 Savage. Young Thug to 21 Savage. I love you, my brother. You always been with me. 21 Savage been writing love letters to everyone today, hoping for peace. And this is, don't think, yo, what's wrong with peace? No. These guys are always hugging on each other, telling how much each other they love, writing love letters to each other. I mean, you would think these guys are dating. The way they bicker, the way they get emotionally mad at each other. I'm not messing with him right now. He said my music wasn't cool. It's like, what? He didn't put a verse on my last album. I ain't messing with him right now. It's like you didn't get flowers, These guys need to grow up and be men, okay? I mean, I don't care if they're in the streets and they got guns. That doesn't mean you're a man. Like, yo, get emotionally mature, okay? Gunna was signed to Young Thug as an artist, not a gang member, He should know that he should have felt bad his artist got arrested, but he didn't. So 21 Savage says, Gunna and Young Thug, y'all need to fix this stuff. You were kind of a proponent to this. You could have stepped in early and said, hey, bro, you signed him as an artist, bro. You did not. You could have said that to him. Yeah, he shouldn't. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have done this and that, but he doesn't know any better. He's a civilian. He grew up in the streets, but he's a civilian, okay? He's not built to go to jail, okay? He didn't sign up for that life. So Gunna, so then he says, you knew Gunna wasn't no gangster. He told the first time we swept it under the rug. You guys already let it go. You already knew what was going on. But you guys swept it under the rug for Young Thug, too. Sitting in there telling. Then he said, Quavo and Offset, I told y'all guys to be cool. Like 21 Savage is some big peacemaker out here, right? He even wants to get back together with Little Baby, even though they warred and someone died behind the war, right? QCP, I doubt he approached him and says, I told you face you were wrong at the party, but I never bashed you on the internet because it would have made the city look bad because he was putting all the young guys on, and it would have messed the money up. Like 21 Savage is the realest street dude in Atlanta, and he calls the shots. No. Okay? You're the quietest, right? And you don't get too mixy, but he gets very mixy behind the scenes, so don't let him fool you. Very mixy. He's very chatty behind the scenes. He just doesn't chat so much, but I've heard he just runs his mouth about everything, And I like 21 Savage. It's just like, bro, like, admit it. You industry, bro. You're not street. You're now industry. You've been in the game for 10 years, okay? You're an industry dude. Now, Future, who stays quiet, too. I'll get Future's all mad if Drake and teamed up to go against Drake because why Drake wouldn't do a verse with him. Like, these guys are corny, bro. Like, 21 Savage didn't really speak up on a lot of stuff with Kendrick, and, like, he should have spoke up on the Future thing, too. Future and his friend Metro going at Drake who helped everybody. Like, come on, man. Then 21 Savage, we've been moving the goalposts since because Atlanta grew up on hustling. All this violence got out of control. It breaks my heart to see the city divided. City been divided since the beginning. What are you talking about, bro? Been divided. Gucci and Jeezy, T.I. and Gucci. I think Luda and T.I. had a problem at one point. Like that's just rap and egos, man. Acting like everything was peaceful back in the day. It wasn't. It just wasn't. Let's stop. Always beef with Jeezy and Gucci. That was a big one. So then he added Future. He says, I apologize to my brother. Should have called you first. Us. That is super pause, bro. Because he would refuse to call Future the top guy in the city when he is. The numbers say it. He is. 21 Savage is doing this because this is probably his lowest selling album in a long time. 50,000 is a great for rap. Let's be real, okay? But for 21 Savage, he's usually up around that 100K mark, 80 to 100K mark for first week. So this is a reality check for him. He dropped the dud. Atlanta's losing a lot lately. Young Thug dropped the Trash project. The last project from Little Baby was trash. Quavo's not hitting anymore. Offset's not hitting anymore. City's in trouble, bro. I'm telling you. Like, they got to get it together. I guess this is one way to do it, to have a kumbaya. But, like, bro, you guys got to grow up emotionally. I'm just being real. Some people don't want to hear the truth. Oh, I'm so glad everyone's coming together. Yeah, cool. That's good. But there's another way to do it. You don't have to write love letters to each other. You gotta say, hey, man, this is, like, stupid. And I'll give 21 Savage credit for one thing. What he said in that interview when he said ego's the worst, it cripples a lot of success. That's a fact. I think he's kind of like realizing, like, gotta check your ego, you know? Here's another guy that never checked his ego. Even after his hit record was done in 2010, it's been 15 years, still hasn't gotten over that. He told some lame story on it's like, bro, there's too much to work with Mano, man. He just gives you one thing after another. He said, I went to go drop off some money to my baby mom. She wouldn't let me in the crib. That's when I realized she had a guy in the house. And then I thought about it. Is he bringing my son to school? So he said, he better not be bringing my son to school. And she told him to F off, right? Now, he acted like he was doing her a favor by dropping money off. You're supposed to drop money off for your kid. It's your kid, bro. So then he said, the one night we were in Baltimore, and I just said, I'm not sleeping here tonight. I'm going to go sleep outside of her crib and wait in the morning to see if he walks my son to school. And he started to walk this guy started to walk his son to school, and he got out and said, no, this ain't happening. Got out and confronted the guy like it's his fault. Bro, you weren't there. If you really want to be there for your child, that won't happen. Unless you got like a crazy baby mom. But it seems like she wanted him to be in the light. It's like, this is what happens. This is what happens, bro. Like, you got to be careful. It just sounded like, bro, come on, grow up. You still don't realize you're on your way to 60. Mano I think he's halfway his way to 60. Bro, he's like 54, bro. Like, he's on his way to 60 and still can't grow. He's on that Benzino track, I'm going to be honest. He's feeling like Benzino. Which is a shame. You want to see people grow up, you know? So next, we got Tony Yayo. Supposedly, 50 Cent wants to put Tony Yayo up as the next big podcast against Jim Jones. Bro, that would be easy, bro. Like, come on. Jim Jones doesn't do numbers like that right now. If there are any numbers, it's all fake. Jim Jones is full of fakeness right now. There's some funny moments on that podcast. I've seen some clips, but it's not really that great. It's not like either it works or it doesn't, you know? Let's get to... there's something wrong with NLE Choppa. I think he's having, like, already had the biggest mental breakdown ever. 50 Cent says, I understand Diddy was your hero, Jim Jones. Stay down with him. I don't care if you let him play with you. Then act like you don't remember. Vibes Cartel's a little disappointing. This guy's the king of dancehall, bro. Okay, he has a lot of dope songs. It's hit or miss right now when he's out now, but he's been getting the money that's been, he's been missing this year. Made millions of dollars, right? Drake gave him a chain, hoodie, and everything. But Drake dropped something. I've seen him make 5 videos about this new Drake verse on 21 Savage album. bro, it's getting to be little lame. If you want a verse from him, ask Drake for a verse, bro. Like, you're the king of dancehall. You should be able to get a verse from Drake. You don't have to kiss his butt. You don't have to kiss Khaled's butt. They should be kissing. They should be bowing down to you. Real talk, because that would be them getting into another field, another area of music that they're not really totally welcome in. You know. Yo, this is a creepy video because it's like, it's almost like this is a dude on Blueface's lap. He just met this person a week ago, and it's almost like, is this a guy? John Morant says that Little Baby only paid $2,000 for her services. Well, how much does she want? Now, Little Baby denies it. We know that. You know he's capping. You know he did that. You know he did that. Okay? You never touched this lady. Yeah, okay. Little Baby. So you got to pay a little extra for her to be quiet. Maybe you got to pay $5,000. Ask Drake how much he pays for certain girls to be quiet, because I don't see too many girls talk about Drake. TREY SONGZ. So this girl is, what's her name? What's this girl's name? She's talking about TREY SONGZ putting hands on her. And this isn't the only girl that's talked about that. A lot of girls have accused TREY SONGZ of violating them. And I think he's the next rapper, or next entertainer, I would say, to go down. Her name's Winter. Okay, so I'll tell. We don't have to listen to it because she just continues to repeat this. A lot of girls, if he's done something to you, you should go to the police. You don't just say it on the internet. That's why people aren't believing. And that's just the truth. It's a police matter. It's not an internet matter. And so many times it's come out and then nothing really happened, you know? So people question it now, and that's false accusers' problem. Like, that's false accusers' fault, not everybody else's. Go to the police. And Wale cries about Kai not knowing who he was. Like, he says, it hurt my emotions and my mind. It's like, grow up, bro. Be a man, bro. Jeez. My gosh. These people are crazy. I'm convinced. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.